So much of our time we spend wanting to be productive and wanting to do things as efficiently as we can do it. But there's so many things that stops us from getting there, and one of the biggest things can be that our mind feels cluttered, that we feel so much is going on that it's hard to focus, we can't have that clarity, and we just don't end up spending a lot of time focusing on the work. So how can we move past that? My name is Cremo, and let's get to it. The biggest thing is to understand why we feel that way in the first place, why we feel that our mind is cluttered. Let's take a look into what makes our mind feel cluttered. A lot of the times, it can be a lot of distractions that we have during the day. When we are in a nice focused zone, in a nice focused mode, we can be distracting ourselves by things that come up randomly, by us getting a text, or us getting a call, or somebody wants to hang out with us. Or maybe our environment is not the best. It might be a little negative. And so there's so many factors that clutter our mind up and that stop us from getting that optimal focus that we really want to have. Let me know how your productivity is and what your goals are this summer for working on your productivity. Let me know in the comments below. So then the real question becomes, how can we work with the mind? How can we look at the mind? How can we look at ourselves emotionally and see what we can do to declutter our mind and to really achieve that nice focused clarity space, so that whenever we go into our work, whether it's studies or projects or whatever it is, that we are able to be 100% focused on it and we are able to be as efficient as we can be. So once we've looked into the things that block our productivity, the things that we might be doing on a daily basis, let's look into the things that can possibly help us to move past it. A lot of the times, I find that we know what's good for us deep inside. We know what's good for us. It's just that we don't always end up doing it. And so it's good to take a look into the things that we think can help us in our own situation. So much of the time, we want to do the things that we want to do, like exercising, but it doesn't always fructify. It doesn't always get there. So a big part of this also requires our own commitment, our own discipline into how much we want to work on our productivity for ourselves as well. So the first thing I've seen that helps is to exercise, is to work out our body so we don't feel so stiff all the time, sitting in a chair or sitting in the same place all the time. If we can move our body, if we can get our muscles working, that endorphins working, our body flowing naturally, then we will be able to be more natural as well while we are being productive. The second thing that I've found is to sleep good. So much of the time, we might be sleeping 6 hours, 5 hours, or even let's say we sleep 7 or 8 hours. But recent studies have also shown that the earlier we sleep, the better quality sleep we get. So that means that even if we slept at 12 a.m. for 8 hours, they say that 8-hour sleep is actually less in quality than if we were to sleep before, like at around 10 or 10:30. They say the most optimal time to sleep is between 10 or 10:30. So even inside of sleep, there's a lot of things that goes into it that affects the way we feel on a daily basis. So already these two things, exercising and sleep, these are things that we know about. But if we practice them regularly the way we were told to practice by, I don't know, the ancestors, the forefathers of sleep and exercise, then we would be functioning so much more focused, so much more energetically. And that's something I found when I started to implement sleep better and exercising better. Now, there's all kinds of good practical tips to focus better, to be more productive. But out of all of them, One thing that I would say is also very important is to eat food at the right times and also eat the right types of food. A lot of the times when we are working, we just naturally want to munch on some snacks, some nice chips, and that's amazing. But eating, for example, fruits or vegetables as a snack as compared to, well, chips is most likely going to give us a lot more energy. It's going to make us feel more fresh. So also looking at the type of foods that we eat. One of the biggest things that's helped me throughout all of this to maintain that focus, to have that clarity, and to have that energy when we are being productive is meditation. I have been doing it for 10 years, meditation and yoga, and it's literally transformed my life. So much relaxation, so much calmness, but at the same time, so much focus, so much clarity has really come out of me doing that. And it's benefited me so much. Every time I want to sit down and focus and to be productive, it becomes so easy to just sit down, because when our mind is cluttered, when our mind is cluttered with all sorts of things, it's hard to just tell our minds to just, hey, calm down right now, just put this aside for now and then I'll focus on this, right? It's hard to tell our minds to just stop talking for a minute, because it always chatters. Even when we want to stop our mind from thinking, the thinking still keeps on happening. So meditation, yoga is a great way to calm ourselves down, to calm our minds down, so that that clutter that we have inside of us gets decreased. And when that gets decreased, then we have all that focus and clarity again, and that can help us become more productive. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up, give me a subscribe, and hit the notification bell too, so you know when I drop my next video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and have an amazing day. See you guys next time. Peace.